Millions of years ago, the oceans were ruled by a predator so enormous that its jaws could have swallowed a person whole without even slowing down. It hunted whales for food. Its bite was stronger than any animal that has ever lived. And the most unsettling part is this. It is not even the strangest creature on this list. These are prehistoric predators that should not have existed. But they did. When most people imagine ancient monsters, they think of the dinosaurs. But the truth is far stranger than that. Long before, alongside, and long after the dinosaurs, evolution built creatures so terrifying that the famous Tyrannosaurus does not even make this list. We are counting down to the largest predator the planet has ever known, and it gets worse the closer we get. Number 10, Helicoprion. For years, scientists could not even agree on what this animal looked like. All they kept finding was the same impossible fossil, a perfect spiral of teeth, curled like a circular saw blade. Eventually, they realized the truth. This ancient sea creature carried that spiral inside its lower jaw, a living buzzsaw of teeth that sliced through prey as it fed. Nothing alive today has built anything like it. It looks less like an animal and more like a machine. Number 9, Jaekelopterus. Imagine a scorpion. Now imagine one larger than a grown human being. This was a sea scorpion, and it is the largest creature with an exoskeleton ever discovered. It grew longer than 8 feet with massive claws lined with spikes, designed to grab prey and pull it apart. It ruled the rivers and seas long before the first dinosaur ever walked the earth. Number 8, Dunkleosteus. This ancient fish did not have teeth. It had something worse. Its jaws ended in 2 enormous blades of solid bone, which sharpened themselves every time they snapped shut. Its head and body were covered in thick armored plates, making it almost a living tank. And its bite was among the most powerful ever measured in any fish, strong enough to cut other armored creatures clean in half. In its time, it had no predators. Nothing in the ocean could challenge it. Number 7, the terror bird. After the dinosaurs vanished, something rose to take their place at the top. Not a mammal, a bird. Terror birds stood taller than a human, could not fly, and did not need to. They ran down their prey on powerful legs and finished it with a massive beak shaped like an axe, driving it down again and again like a pickaxe into stone. For millions of years, the deadliest hunter on an entire continent was a giant, flightless bird. Number 6, Smilodon, the saber-toothed cat. It was heavier and more muscular than a modern lion, built not for speed, but for raw, overwhelming power. Its most famous weapons were the 2 curved fangs that grew from its upper jaw, each one reaching nearly 7 inches long. It did not chase its prey across open plains. It ambushed. It pinned animals far larger than itself to the ground with sheer strength, then drove those enormous fangs into the throat. It was one of the last great predators to share the world with early humans, and our ancestors were terrified of it. Retention. Our ancestors were terrified of it. Human connection stakes. Number 5, Quetzalcoatlus. This was not a dinosaur, it was a flying reptile, and it was one of the largest creatures ever to take to the sky. Standing on the ground, it was as tall as a giraffe. With its wings spread, it stretched wider than a small airplane. And despite that size, it could fly, soaring across the ancient world in search of prey. But it did not only hunt from above. On land, it stalked smaller animals on foot, towering over them and swallowed them whole. Number 4, Spinosaurus. Here is the truth that surprises almost everyone. The Tyrannosaurus was not the largest predatory dinosaur to ever live. This was. Spinosaurus was longer than a Tyrannosaurus, with a tall sail rising from its back and a long, crocodile-like snout. And unlike most other giant predators of its time, it spent much of its time in and around the water. It hunted in ancient rivers, snatching prey larger than most animals alive today, in a world where the water was just as dangerous as the land. Retention. Authority payoff corrects a thing the viewer believed. Number 3. Sarcosuchus. People have given it a fitting name. The super croc. It was a crocodile that grew nearly 40 feet long, longer than a school bus, and weighed as much as 8 tons. Its jaws were lined with more than 100 teeth, and its bite was strong enough to drag full-grown dinosaurs into the water and hold them under until they drowned. The crocodiles we fear today are its small, distant descendants. This was the original. Number 2. Titanoboa. It was the largest snake that has ever existed, and nothing alive today even comes close. Titanoboa stretched more than 40 feet long and weighed over a ton. It was so massive that it did not fear crocodiles. It ate them. It would wrap its enormous body around its prey and squeeze with a force strong enough to stop a heart almost instantly. If you placed it beside the largest snake alive today, that modern snake would look like nothing more than one of its babies. And number 1, the predator we began with, the largest hunting shark that has ever lived, the Megalodon. It could reach lengths of nearly 60 feet, longer than 2 buses parked end to end. A single one of its teeth is larger than a human hand, and its bite is estimated to be the most powerful of any creature that has ever existed, strong enough to crush the bones of a whale, because that is exactly what it hunted. Not fish, whales. It ruled the oceans of the entire planet for millions of years, with absolutely nothing able to challenge it. Then it vanished. And to this day, scientists still argue about exactly why something so perfectly built to survive suddenly disappeared. It is gone now, almost certainly. But the ocean has always been very good at keeping its secrets.